So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it. Hi everyone, Martha here. Man, I feel like I'm watching a Halloween episode. Because how dark this episode, this episode was for X-Men 397, for episode 3, X-Men 97. I like to tell the theme song. Every single time you watch the theme song, it's different. So, like, you have to watch it to see the differences between last time. Like, I like the fact they had Sunspot and Jubilee's Spot since he's now the new character, and he's the one that's running up against the fence instead of Jubilee. And I like the fact that I have it playing so you guys can see it for yourself. That the part I liked the most was when Rogue and Gambit were gonna kiss. So instead of kissing him, she puts her mouth on top of his lips so she doesn't hurt him. Okay, so now for what really happens in this episode. So I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. It's just coming from somebody who hasn't read the comics that much, who only watches. I read some, but not all of them, and I looked up things I didn't understand. And like for example, for Cable, when he showed up in the animated series back then, I looked up who his parents were, and it said clone of Jean Grey. So, a lot of people who actually has read it more than me instead of looking up like me, know this more, that Jean actually never technically had a kid. It was her clone. So, at the very end of the show, we actually get to see the real Jean show up, and Beast does a blood test on both of them and find out that this is actual Jean Grey. And so in comparison to the one that had Cable with Scott, and she gets mad that everybody thinks that the clone gets mad that everybody thinks that she is not the actual Jean. And she takes Nathan, Cable, with her to the room where Sinister talks through the baby monitor to her and corrupts her and turns her into I guess the Goblin Queen. Where's and then when I heard her say Goblin Queen, I'm like, where's David Bowie? Because he is the Goblin King. Like, I know. I had to say, like, what the heck? And poor Sunspot has not known what's going on when she starts corrupting the house, or Sinister does, and he doesn't know what's going on. He sees the TV blink at him, and he's because him and Jubilee are watching TV. And something jumps out at them, like we're watching the frickin' Ring, and it turns into his mom and starts calling him a liar. And then we have Morph, Wolverine, and Gambit come out of the training room, and it says Mr. Sinister. It says like who's scheduled. Rogue. Gambit wants to know who's scheduled next, and it says Magneto and Rogue. we have no idea where these two are during this whole entire scene. And since earlier in this last episode, they were like hinting that these two are gonna get together, and even though I heard apparently in the comments those two get together, I still don't like the idea. I don't. I probably never will. It was probably for her with Gambit. So when they show her, when Gambit goes in the room to go like see what's going on, and he sees those two kissing, them like come together, like gross. And then we have Bishop and fighting, and he sees his friend from the future talk to him, and she's like saying, "What are you doing there instead of helping here?" And some reason Beat says, "I don't like Lewis Carroll." What does this have to do with Lewis Carroll? And he also says, Don J. Infernal. That makes more sense, because there's a bunch of when they all like come find each other, and still no Magneto and Rogue. We have Wolverine, Cyclops, Bishop, Morph, Sunspot, and Jean and Beast there. And they're like finding a bunch of demons that look like we were from the last scene of Fantasia. That's what kind of reminds me of. And they're all attacking him. And that's when that's when B says John J. Infernal, and they'll beat these demons. And that's when we see the Goblin Queen, the clone of Jean, attack them. And she takes Nathan to Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister puts him in like some type of green water, and like makes him and gives him like some type of infection that they had to take him to the future after but Wolverine stays with Jean and helps her remember, while Morph, who does transform into his part where he was corrupted by Mr. Sinister. He turns into a lot of people in this show. He turns into the girl with 6 legs, six arms, when they're like saying, "Let's vote." And then he turned into a girl with blonde hair. So I don't know who that is. I don't know who the girl with 6 hands are either. You want to tell me down in the comments down below? Go ahead. And already the Goblin Queen corrupts him very easily, and sends them after Bishop and Cyclops, because Cyclops hits Bishop with his eyes, his laser eyes, whatever we want to call it, and Bishop. And then we have like a little scene where Jean and the Goblin Queen like talk to each other after Wolverine reminds her who she is, and we see her talking to Charles, and it's like the first day they meet, and he like tells her that you're not the only one that thinks too much, and apparently the first time she got her powers is after her friend got ran over by a car trying to get a ball, and that activated her powers, and so that helps Goblin Queen wake up and become Madeline, I guess that's her new name, and she goes and they go and beat Mr. Sinister with Cyclops helping, and they save Nathan, but they don't really save him because now he's infected with something that when he faded into that green water. Don't ever like. And then so that Beast tells them that there is no way of curing him in this time period. So earlier they say that early in the episode that um, Beast said that he has fixed Bishop's time travel gadget, and he's able to leave. But there's only enough power to take him and Nathan, so that they had to abandon him. And Cyclops can't handle it because he knows what it's like to be abandoned by his own dad. He doesn't want to put his son through that. So Madeline makes it where Nathan won't feel like he's abandoned. And then she ends up leaving, and this is when that's when she decides to call herself Madeline. So her and Jean say bye-bye to each other. Jean offers her to stay, but she wanted to leave before this. So her and Cyclops can have their own life, but now they can't to raise their baby because their baby's not with them anymore. So yeah, and in last bit of the episode, we see Storm instead of a bar, and Forge, who I think was an X-Men who was mostly in charge of machines. And I also, one part I like the fact that how Magneto was dealt with the Goblin Queen, is that the fact that he can only control metal, so it's very easy for Jean to beat him, for the Goblin Queen to beat him because she can control everything. So that's how she used everything against him, since she only can control one object, so one form of object, but she can control everything. So I did like that part. And Forge offers to Storm that he can fix her and make her back to the way she was. Let's really hope so, because I want Storm to be back on the team. So that's how the episode ends. And yeah, I think I liked it. I'm probably gonna give this one like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I liked it so much. I cannot wait for next week. I forgot to mention, I did not know this, so apparently both Magneto and Cable, Cyclops have both been recast, since their original voice actors died during 2020. So, man, I can't even tell, because those two sound so close to the original voice actors. So, yeah, that's why I wanted to add. So, the fact that I didn't even notice, but I already missed those voice actors, but the fact that I didn't even notice, it's okay. These new voice actors are doing a good job imitating them, so there's 3 new voice actors in the show so far, so there you go. So, back to past me. I was gonna talk about Bad Batch, but I'll probably do that next time since it's already over. This video is already over 10 minutes, so I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and na 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 na. Bye bye.